Peace, family, warrior family. This is Dr. Sadiki Baye coming to you once again on time. I love to say this on time every Saturday with a serious topic to share with you. And I appreciate you blessing me to be able to enter into your home to share with you what the Creator, our Creator, has blessed me with to share with you in honor of the ancestors. So, family, I would like for you to view my videos, the other videos that I have on various topics that are essential to us as a people in reference to us transforming into our reality, because a lot has happened to us and a lot has happened to us by others who hate us with a passion, and we didn't do anything to them at all. They're just straight haters. So I like to share with you today a serious topic, and it is about discipline. Discipline. Yes. So we have to understand that discipline is the most important personalized trait. The most important personalized trait is discipline, self discipline. And we have to also understand that discipline is not a virtue. Discipline is a learned skill. A learned skill. Also, you have to be intentional and dedicated to develop those skills. Intentional and dedicated to develop the skill of discipline. So, what is discipline? Discipline is to obey rules or a code of behavior. In other words, it's the ability to behave, and not only behave, but work in an environment that is controlled. So, in other words, it's the ability to behave in a controlled environment and to be obedient to the standards of that environment. So, family, I have to share with you also that there's three different types of discipline. The first discipline is preventative discipline. Preventative discipline. The second type of discipline is corrective discipline, to correct yourself. And the third discipline is supportive discipline. So you have those three different types of discipline: preventative, supportive, and corrective discipline. And we must understand all three of those disciplines to know the difference on the levels of discipline. So, family, discipline can be many things, but I want to share with you three things that discipline can be. Discipline can be control gained by enforcing behavior or enforcing codes of behavior. Also, number two, discipline can be the ability to, or orderly or prescribed conduct. Orderly or prescribed conduct or pattern of behavior. And last but not least, self-control. Wow. Wow. So again, it is control by enforcing obedience or order, enforcing it. And number two, orderly or prescribed conduct or pattern of behavior. Number three, self-control. I love self-control. And that's what we need, self-control. Because we allow people to take us off our square, mainly because we don't know who we are. So if you don't know who you are, then anything goes. So family, discipline not only helps us create a conscious attitude, but it also helps us to control our minds and our bodies in reference to reaching our goals and keeping and regulating our emotions. See, everything is about regulation. Everything is about control. So it creates a conscious attitude that will cause us to be successful when it comes to our goals. And it regulates our emotions. Yes. So family, when you are disciplined, there are certain things that happen when you're disciplined. Discipline is what you call or is having a set of rules that you live by. When you're disciplined, is there certain rules, a set of rules that you live by, standards that you live by. And if you go beyond those boundaries, then you have to face serious consequences. Serious consequences. And this is what happens to us a lot. We'll freestyle everything, but we have to live by a certain set of standards, a certain set of rules, so that we won't go below our standards, because you will definitely have some serious consequences. And that's what you see all the time, the consequences of people, because they have no standards. They don't live by certain rules. They're all over the place. So family, discipline is a good thing. It really is. Because it gives you limits and positive results when you are disciplined. Wow. Family, let me share with you, I just explained to you what discipline was. Now let's get more personal and talk about self-discipline. Self-discipline is one of those things that require constant practice and nurturing. It requires constant practice and nurturing. Why? Because this is something that you develop. This is a skill, developing and learning a skill. Because self-discipline is a skill. It's not a virtue. So that it's something that you have to constantly practice and nurture. It is your consistent ability to control. Look at this control thing again. Control what? Control your actions, to control your feelings, and to control your emotions. That's a requirement when you have self-discipline, or that's what you will develop in self-discipline. You have control of your actions, your feelings, and your emotions. And that's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. Why is it a beautiful thing? Because it connects. Well, first of all, it helps you reach your long range goals or any kind of goals and will cause you to be successful at it. But when you self discipline, you are really connected with willpower. With willpower. So, willpower is control of your impulses and your actions. So, when you're self disciplined, you are actually connecting with your willpower. Then there is a difference, but yet both of them are necessary. Willpower is um, is the ability to stay focused, and self-discipline is to develop skills in order to improve your willpower. So one is staying focused, and the other one is developing the skills and the abilities to improve your willpower. But both of them are necessary. That's a marriage there. That's balance, because everything that's real is relative, which means it's connected to something else. Nothing by itself can stand. That's just like love and respect. See, a lot of us talk too much about love and we never talk about the foundation of respect, which is respect. Respect is the foundation to love. We have to understand that. These are processes, and this is knowledge and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we must get and that we lost somewhere along the way. Everything has a foundation, and love is built on the foundation of respect. So the foundation is the most important part of the structure, most important part of the building. So let's get our foundation straight, because it says, when we used to sing, when I used to go to these religious buildings, it said, "On solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand." But guess what? Sinking sand, it doesn't go down all at once, it goes down slowly. They call it quicksand. Quicksand, I don't know what's so quick about it, because it takes you under slowly. But trust me, you going under. So we're talking terminology here. We're talking etymology on the original meaning of words and terms that were lost somewhere along the way. So we must go back and get it. We must go Sankofa and go back and get what we left and bring it up and validate it in order to honor and represent our ancestors. In other words, being team players. So family, self-discipline is very much necessary. It is personal. And you have to have constant, consistent practice and nurturing of your mind so that you will get positive results. You'll be successful in all of your goals, whether they're short range or long range goals. Yes. And self-discipline will also allow you to regulate your emotions. When you see a person that all over the place with their emotions and their feelings, they have no discipline. And so that brings to mind, they say that all children are foolish. Now, that brings to mind Does a child mean age, or does a child mean mentality? Because there's a lot of old fools and old children out here. And some youngsters are more disciplined than the older ones, which is a shame. So, who's going to step up to the plate and be the example, especially with what's going on today? So, family, we're talking about self discipline. Willpower is the ability to stay focused, and self discipline, which is connected to willpower, is uh, practicing and nurturing uh, your mind to find skills and ways of improving your willpower. It's all about transformation. That's what improvement means: transforming, growing, changing, moving, metamorphosing. So we must do that. Transform and renew your mind. That's what you call learning. So, family, the benefits of self-discipline, there's some serious benefits. There's many benefits. But the first benefit that comes to my mind, it decreases anxiety. It decreases anxiety, which is how you act, which is based on how you act. Also, family, it regulates your ability to achieve long range goals and short range goals. It increases your ability to be successful in accomplishing your goals. Wow, that's deep. And that's what we need. That's what we need. And also, it makes you feel happier. And it makes you feel happier by what? By making progress. And that's motivation. When you're making progress, it makes you happier and it makes you more motivated. So we got to get motivated. We got to start, practicing. We got to start creating happiness by making progress. Woo! Thank you, Father. Also, family, last but not least, you become more resilient. Which means less temptation. More resilient. It decreases anxiety. It increases your ability to be successful in your goals. It makes you happier by making progress, and it makes you more resilient. These are the benefits of discipline, of self-discipline. And we have to develop self-discipline that's personal. We owe it to ourselves, family. And in order to have that self-discipline, you have to learn how to build self-discipline skills by avoiding bad habits. We have to cease bad habits. We have to stay away from bad habits. This is what building self-discipline will cause you to do. Stay away from bad habits. It will cause you to be successful in your long and short range goals. Also, it will actually cause you to change your life. Most people scared to change. Scared to change. It seems like that most of us are the only ones in the universe that's fighting to stay the same. When in fact we always sing nothing, everything must change, nothing remain the same. But do we believe that? Discipline, self-discipline. Family, this is us. Now, how do you acquire all of that? What's the bottom line to it all? The bottom line to it all, warrior family, is that we must come from a frame of reference that's bigger than our individual selves. And what I mean by that is we have to honor our glorious ancestors, the ones who the Creator blessed with the blueprint of life, to give us some meaning, some direction, and some purpose. So we must keep our minds connected to the spiritual ancestors, because we are the ancestors having a physical experience. I've said that many times. Because repetition is the key. That's why I say things, many times. Because repetition is the thing that got us all messed up. So it's going to take repetition to get us out of it. And I'm not afraid to continue to remind you. They're nothing but reminders. And as I remind you, I remind myself, because I'm listening to what I'm saying. So I get 2 for 1. So as you learn, teach, and you don't need a degree. We got a whole lot of people with these degrees out here just as foolish and crazy and dumb as they can be. So understand that you can be an educated fool. And we must know who we are before we go out there and learn somebody else's education. You must know your education first. Know where you come from. Know who you are. Know whose you are. And like it says in the scripture, to know thyself. For if you know who you are, you know who God is. You get 2 for 1. If we are in the image and the likeness of God, look in the mirror and there it is. But we get spooked up over these terms, God and all of that kind of stuff there. With God, the word name God came on the scene 7,000 years ago. So what were they calling the force then? Force is even one. The universe is even one. The Most High is even one. The Creator is even one. 99 attributes. So let's not get tricked up over the word or the name. Let's get into what it represents. Most of us are so religious we forgot to be spiritual. So family, honoring and representing our ancestors will guarantee success. So let us all become a no nonsense or no excuse people. Because when you are a no nonsense person, you will avoid regrets. Most of us have too many regrets, and a lot of us can't get over it because we don't have that self-discipline. We have to take the time. Don't forget, you have to be intentional and you have to be dedicated in your practice of becoming self-discipline. Yes. Bless yourself by doing that. So family, also make a commitment. Let us all make a commitment to improve in all aspects, spiritually, mentally, and spiritually. Let's improve. Let's make a commitment to do that. And not only that, Make a commitment to get up every time you slip, because most of us don't get up. But you got to fight for your position, because as long as you're alive, the struggle goes on. So let us commit ourselves to improvement. What's better than better? Better. And what does that mean? There's always room for improvement. Last but not least, our Creator did not make timid people. Let me say that again. Our Creator did not make timid people. Our Creator made powerful people. Powerful. He made loving people. Loving. And He made self-disciplined people. Self-discipline. Powerful, loving, and self-discipline. Whoo! That's us. That's balance. Everybody know that. That's why they're afraid of us. That's why they fight hard to keep us down. If we were stupid, you don't have to keep stupid people down. They keep themselves down. But they know us better than we do. And which is a shame. Because never allow anyone to know you better than you. And everybody should be about that. If you know who you are, everybody else have an opinion. And their opinion don't have to be your reality. So you don't have to trip over that. You don't have to be tripping. Let them have their opinion. And just keep on moving. With your head up. And being about honoring and representing our ancestors. So disciplined family, again, it's not a virtue. It's a learned skill. We have to continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to change, continue to adjust, continue to move, continue to metamorph. We can do it. And some of us are. So who's going to step up to the plate and be the example? Me. Because I'm accountable for myself, regardless of who's there, who's not there. Family, I love you. I bless you, and I want you to prosper. And that's why I do what I do. Share with you what I've been blessed with. And you don't even have to go through what I went through to get it. That's true giving. Remember to stay strong and keep your faith where it belongs. Because life is for the living. Let the dead bury the dead. Do your best and let God do the rest. In other words, you got to know when to hold and know when to fold. How do you know that? You have to have a sharp discerning spirit to know the difference. Most people see everything the same. Wow. Dangerous people to themselves. Everything has its reason. Everything has its purpose, and we must know its reason, or it wouldn't exist. Keep your head towards the universe and never give up and never, ever, ever, ever give in, no matter how things seem, because everything is, always was, and always will be in divine order. God does not make any mistakes, but we do. But when you learn from your mistakes, it's all good. So keep on growing and keep on learning. You can't go wrong. And learning can be painful. These are the things that I want to continue to remind you of, family, so you won't be discouraged. And don't forget, making mistakes is all a part of learning. So don't trip on your mistakes. What did you learn from your mistakes? What did you learn? Man up. Woman up. Mind up. Own up. Keep your lights on and keep them bright at all times. And I just want to remind you about burying death in your stomach. Death should be buried in the ground, not your stomach. So when an animal dies, don't bury it in your stomach. Bury it in the ground. It says in all the holy books, let the food from the tree be your meat. It didn't say animals. How can something dead promote life? It's impossible. Dead is dead. But when you eat from the earth, which that's where our bodies came from, then you can't go wrong. Because energy is all about energy, and you can't fool energy. So stop burying death in your stomach. Stop making your stomach a graveyard. Because all disease, all sickness starts in the stomach. That's why they say you are what you eat. They're not going to tell you about that because the system can't make money off of you. That's why they want to promote all of this sickness, because they can't make money. Why don't they tell us to strengthen our immune system? They don't do that. You know what they say? Come and get your shots. And don't you know that the sickness is in the shots? This is insane. How can I avoid the disease when you're shooting it in me? Well, we just want to test your immune system. We go for the okie doke every time. We got to stop that. This is about population control now, and we are the targets, as always. So how can you avoid violence? How can you avoid violence if you're always the target? But the real war is within. The real weapon is from within. And as long as we operate from within, they can't touch us. And they know that. That's why their main thing is to not allow a black messiah to develop ever again. But we got a lot of messiahs. But we got to be careful how we maneuver, because sometimes your own people are against you because they scared. So be wise. Be very disciplined with your maneuvering and your strategies. So warrior families, I really appreciate you. And I pray for the best for you. Keep your lights on and keep them bright at all times. And remember that we are the greatest. Happy new journey. Happy new life. And continue to bless yourself. This is Dr. Sadiki Baye, your servant. Hotep, Baraka, and peace.